Good morning. Let's go ahead and start our Algebra 2 today with an exploration of absolute value. So we're just going to kind of do an overview today of what absolute value is. So when we have something that is written like this, we have, this is red, absolute value of 2. The bars are the symbols, and we need to understand what does this really mean. So let's take a little ride. Let's go to Walmart. We're going to get in our car and we're going to be at Walmart. And we're going to come down the drive. So get in your mind's eye. We've got Wendy's. Wendy's over here. And then we have Applebee's over here. So are you in the right car? Okay, so we're there. So when we come down to the red light from coming down from Walmart, we have two options to go. We're going to pretend our street lets me turn any way I want to go. I can go to the right and I could go to Sonic. So I could turn down this road and I could come down here a little bit and I could hit Sonic. So we'd have to go about half a mile to hit Sonic. I could go that way. Or I could turn this way. Probably we want to go this way. And we could go about the same distance and we could hit Chick-fil-A. So, I can go the same distance but opposite directions to a fast food place. This is much how absolute value works. So, if we want to put this in terms of absolute value, I'll get my 2 back. So, if I want the absolute value of 2, I'm asking myself, how far is 2 from 0? And so there's 2 ways I can go 2 from 0, and I need to make sure I'm going to the correct way. Now, if I want to go back to my example here with Sonic and Chick-fil-A, I can go, let's say half a mile this direction. Half a mile to the right, or I could go half a mile to the left, depending on how we're going. And that is what the positive and the negative do. They just tell me directions. So when I want to know how far is it from Sonic to Walmart, half a mile. How far is it from Chick-fil-A to Walmart? Half a mile. And so I don't put a negative in front of there. I'm just direction. Direction to the left or direction to the right. So when we take the absolute value of a number, we're asking ourselves, how far is 2 from 0? It's 2. And then I could ask myself the same thing. How far is negative 2 from 0? Well, it's 2 as well, but the other direction. So it behaves just like our example of Sonic and Chick-fil-A. And so when I take the absolute value, my answer is always going to be positive because it's actually geometric distance that I'm giving, and we don't do distance in a negative term. So when we're looking at this, we can see how does this look on our number line. So here we have 0, and we can see negative 6 and positive 6. That they are both 6 units from 0, and that works any problem that we're going to work with. Okay, then we can look at our other piece that we have today. So the absolute value of A is equal to x equals the positive A, or x equals negative A. So we could even write, okay, we'll call X our Walmart. So Walmart is equal to the positive distance to Sonic, or it's equal to the negative distance to Chick-fil-A. I can go either direction and still have the same distance. So when we're working in an equation, you have an example down here. We have the absolute value of x minus 5 is equal to 3. I can go 2 ways. I can go to Sonic, or I can go to Chick-fil-A. And so I have to set this both. So here we're going to go to Sonic, in the positive direction, and in the negative direction, we're going to go to Chick-fil-A. And then we solve each. And so we end up with 2 answers because there's 2 possible directions that we can go. So let's take a look at how we're going to work a problem. So we're going to do an equation. So if we have x plus 2 is equal to 3, this is going to be just like what we did just a second ago. We're going to go to Sonic and we're going to go to Chick-fil-A. So we have x plus 2 is equal to positive 3, and x plus 2 is equal to negative 3. And we're just going to solve these for x, and then we will graph them. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides on the left side. So I get x is equal to 1. I'm going to subtract 2 on the right side, and I get x is equal to negative 5. So when we graph that on a number line, I'm only going to get the important points on here. So I need negative 5, and I need 1. So when I get the solutions to this, I have a solution at 1, and I have a solution at negative 5. So the answer, or the solution set, will be negative 5 and 1. And there we have an equality. So let's go through some inequalities. So we have to kind of review. So we have greater than or equal to, and these are going to be our or statements. In a number line, our solution sets will look like this. Because I can go one direction or the other direction. Just like in Walmart, I can go to Chick-fil-A or I can go to Sonic. Okay, then less than or equal to or greater than or equal to are going to be our compound, and this is going to be, okay, so we've got or up here, and then, and you might even want us to say more, since these are greater than, so more is going to be or, and down here, oops, wrong way, we'll have our less, and I'm just going to call this nest because it's going to nest in the solution. So when we look at our solution, it's just kind of nested. All the solution to this is going to be nested into a segment on our number line, and so we'll have that little nest right there. So this is what our solutions are going to look like. Okay, so let's take a look at how we solve these. So let's take the absolute value of x minus 3 is greater than 4. First off, I see that this is a more, and I'm just going to write that over here so you have an idea of what it is. So this is going to be an or solution. So we have the absolute value of x minus 3 is going to be greater than 4, or the absolute value of x minus 3 is going to be less than negative 4. Notice on this, I not only changed the sign, but the direction. Remember when we divide by negatives and we change those signs, that idea needs to come back. Okay, so we're going to solve these. So on the left side, I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I get x is greater than 7, or we're going to have the other side. And then I'm going to add 3, so x is going to be less than negative 1. So we're going to have a solution, and I'm just going to graph the important points here. So I need positive 7 and negative 1. Just allowing for other numbers in between there. These are going to be open circles. So I'm going to have an open circle here and an open circle here at negative 1. And this is red. X is greater than 7. So all the values greater than 7 would make this true, or x is less than 1, so all the values less than -1 would make this inequality true as well. Okay, so let's do an example with the less. Okay, so let's have the absolute value of 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 4. So we are going to have to create our Sonic and our Chick-fil-A. So we have 3x plus 2 is going to be less than or equal to 4. That one's understood. Okay, that's our Chick-fil-A. Now we've got to go to the other direction to pick up our -4. Now, something that you may want to do is just kind of, okay, we go back and put these little streamers in. I am going to be working an inequality with 3 sides. So whatever you do to one of the 3, you do to all of the 3. So our variable is being multiplied by 3, then adding 2. To undo that, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So we get -6 is less than or equal to 3x less than or equal to 2. And now we're going to divide all 3 sides by 3 to undo that multiplication on the variable. So we get -2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2/3. This can be read in a solution set as x such that x is greater than or equal to -2 and less than or equal to 2/3. Now, to graph, I am going to put my pertinent points on here. So I need a -2 and I need a 2/3. These are going to be closed circles. And this is asking for x is greater than -2. So that would be closed circle all the way this way. And then x is less than x is less than 2/3. And so what we have to do is we have to take a look at where does this satisfy both of these. And so if I'm looking, it's going to satisfy them in this section. So my answer choice is just going to be that little nest right there. And so that's how we're going to graph these inequalities and read these solutions. Y'all have a good day today.